Hey, fellow pickers, my name is Mike Craft, and I'm coming to you from the Redwoods of Northern California.
And my name is Carl Mandrillo. I'm coming to you from Castle Rock, Colorado.
Welcome, Carl. Thanks for being on the show.
Oh, am I the guest today? You're welcome. You're welcome.
How's it going, man? What's going on?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. I've got a story for the week. Are you ready for it?
Sure, I got one for you too.
Okay. Well, I don't know how interesting mine is, but I don't know. Do you have pretty good experiences at the post office?
Yeah, I've got wonderful experience. It's a small one-person post office, no lines at all.
Yeah, great. Okay.
Mhm.
And they take care of your packages. They don't like destroy them or anything.
I haven't had any feedback yet, so I mean, they don't throw them in the post office. So
Really?
yeah, no.
Our,
What do you got going on?
oh, no, our post office throws them like they'll throw them in front of you. Like, I'm just gonna toss this into the container. They don't have it. You must have like the utopian post office because they don't have a very good reputation for always treating your packages nicely. There's some are better than others for sure, but I went to the post office yesterday it was like after hours. I was dropping off some packages. Most of them fit in that little, envelope slot, but I had one package of shoes. And so I needed to slide it into that, the bigger, I don't know what you call that thing, but it's like there's a spot where it'll slide it into, some sort of a cart in the back. Do you know what I'm talking
Mhm.
about? Do you have that at your
Yeah,
post office? Okay. So I go there and it's like locked up, like it's sealed and it's got a sign on it that says out of order on it. Okay. Our
wow.
post
Okay.
office is under a year old. It's like brand new. They had to rebuild one and this thing's not working. On the out of order sign are notes from other customers, not graffiti. One person said, "This thing has been out of order for 5 months. Can you please fix it?" Another person said, "This is literally costing me money. Please fix it." And there's all these little personal notes on this out of order sign. Nothing like no bad language or anything. It was just
Yeah,
people just like wanting them to fix it. So I don't know if it's
yeah.
really been out of order for 5 months, but it's been out of order for a while. Why, Mike? Why?
Why has it been out of order? I don't know. Is there budget cuts going across the government right now
I
that we
don't
need to know about?
know. Well, we all have people in our lives that, like something breaks and like, I'll just kind of leave it.
Yeah,
Right?
no. There's got to be like a complaint on the website or something like that where
Oh,
you can like, hey, this is really inconvenient. I'm off work after 5. You guys are closed at 5.
right. I just want to
What can
slide it
you
in
do?
there. Just you can ship it out tomorrow. No biggie. I just want to slide it in there.
Right,
Can't for months.
exactly.
So
But it's the big mail depository one, right? The big handle pull down one.
yeah, it doesn't take
That's what
like
you're
really
talking
big
about.
things. It takes like medium to, like sort of big medium type things, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just thought it was funny. I took a picture of it and I'll throw it on our social media. Just the fact that people
Cool.
were writing like notes to the postal employees on the out of
That
order
is funny.
sign.
That
So
is funny.
yeah, frustrating, but that's how it goes. All right. I'm sure people have post office stories with crazy things going on.
Oh
What you
yeah.
got? What's your story of the week?
So speaking of social media, though, we got a first Instagram tag today from Smiling Cindy.
Okay.
She bought a bag of Legos at the thrift store. She
Okay.
took them home and she was sorting them out. She bought them for $30. She was sorting them out.
30 bucks.
In one
Okay.
of the bags, she found a dragon Lego set. So she put them together, right? And
Okay.
it formed a dragon. She looked it up on Amazon. This thing's going for like $110
Oh,
on
wow.
Amazon. Yeah, it's crazy. So she posted the picture and tagged Pickers Podcast in it and gave us a shout out. It's pretty cool.
That is really cool. Would
Yeah.
you do that? Would you buy bags of Lego and put them together to try to make some cash on it?
I would not do that because
Okay.
number one, young kids like that are usually snotty and they've got snot all over their fingers. I don't want to touch those Legos, right? Who knows what's
Gotcha.
on those Legos?
Right, right.
So, but
That's the
hey, if
reason why
there's
you
a
don't want to do that.
yeah, that's absolutely the reason.
Okay.
Like, I don't like touching the shoes, and I don't want to deal with Legos either.
Gotcha.
No.
Yeah, I'm more likely to buy, complete Lego sets, which you can find here and there. But my son decided to buy one last summer that was like, some of the pieces were still sealed in the plastic, but not all of them. So we had to like dig them out and stuff. And he actually ended up doing pretty well on his pick. So
Hmm.
I got mixed feelings on that. I think, yeah, it's a lot of effort to dig through that stuff, but possibly a gold mine there. So
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was so much money in there, but they are just they just look like a nightmare to handle and deal with. to
For
be
sure.
honest with you.
So here's a Lego tip that I'm sure everybody that's bought Lego out there knows what I'm talking
Okay.
about. If you
What
go
is it?
to some sort of a sale and they're selling Lego, and let's say they have it in the box and it's been open and used, or they might even have it built. Like this is the final product, and they say, we spent hours last night. It has all of the pieces. Everything is accounted for.
Right.
100% of the time, that is incorrect.
There's something missing.
A
Okay.
100% of the time. I've
Okay.
never had somebody like they might really believe that, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's always something missing. Always, always, always. So
Interesting.
yeah. Yeah.
Is there generally a piece missing when it comes brand new in the box too?
Yep. Correct. Usually,
Really?
yeah, no.
Oh.
I don't
Like
know.
that's
It
like
depends on how they get opened, to be honest, and how old your kid is that's opening it, right?
yeah, that's like that 1,000 piece puzzle. You get it finished and there's one piece missing. That'd be so
Yeah.
disheartening. You're
Yeah.
putting
For
something
sure.
together as a Lego.
Been
Yeah.
vacuumed up or something, right?
Yeah. But I just wanted to mention that on our social media at the Pickers Podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're on YouTube now, obviously, right? You guys are watching us. Hopefully, you guys are watching us.
Obviously. Yeah. This is our second show that we're recording for YouTube.
Exactly. We already got it dialed in. That's really cool. We've got it all set up. Man, we're pros. We're pros
As
at
you
this
say that,
point.
like our camera's gonna be like falling down. It's gonna be really awkward, but
But yeah, no, I appreciate the comment from Cindy, and it's really neat. If you guys see anything that we're missing or something that we are not talking about that you guys think that we should know about, drop them down in the comments. Let us know so we can grow with you guys, especially me.
Mm.
Carl is the old expert, so he's like he doesn't need to know anything more. He's
I'm
perfect.
like, yeah, advanced amateur probably, right? not
Is that
not
what it is?
quite mid-level yet, but getting there.
Is that in between intermediate and professional? Is that where that one
Advanced
falls
amateurs
between?
below intermediate, like
Oh, okay.
yeah, just a notch below. But and I
Nice.
don't even know if that's I'm just guessing because I don't know who to measure myself against. Where's the ranking system, right?
I don't
Are there seeds? Are we all seeded based on income or something? I don't
know.
know. But
No.
yeah, so and speaking of what Mike just said, so this episode's about shipping hacks to save you time and money. And so we've got our own ideas from our experience, research, whatever. But if you have some ideas, please let us know. We would love to share those
Right.
and use them. So yeah, anything's helpful.
Let us know.
I've got some good ones. I don't know if mine are Captain Obvious or not. Mine might be like everybody's like rolling their eyes. We know, but I like this took some of this took me a while to figure out. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
for sure.
How many do you have?
I came up with two, and I have a
Okay.
question on one of them. So
Like
I've got three. I've got two that I know, and I have a question about one.
like you're gonna ask a question like, is this a hack?
I want your opinion on it. Yeah, definitely.
So we
I
might
want your
have
opinion.
5.5 then.
Sure, we'll
All
get
right.
there.
Well, let's save your
We'll
question one for the end. That might be kind of fun.
the very end. No, it's not
Not the
that far.
very end, just at the end of what we're talking about, the
I don't
main
want to wait for the
content.
end.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
sounds
not the
good.
dessert of the episode, it's the dessert of the content. How about that?
Yeah, yeah. I'm really interested about this topic too, because as you guys know, I'm horrible with shipping so far. I'm getting better. I think I'm on the Pure Hustle podcast Discord, and they were giving me a lot of good ideas on shipping.
Mm.
So I implemented
Okay.
a lot of those this week, and I think I've got it dialed in pretty good.
Wait, you said a lot of those. You should have more than two then.
These are absolutely no brainers. Like
Okay.
you don't go over 1 pound on first class, right?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. All
Yeah,
right. Good
yeah.
advice. All right. That's a
Just in
Captain
case you
Obvious
guys
one.
didn't know.
All right.
All right,
So
what's your first one?
you want me to jump
What you
in?
got?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I've got one about sourcing packing supplies, boxes, envelopes, just kind of just packing supply stuff to make
Okay.
things, cheaper to save some money that
Mm-hmm.
way. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like level one is like you're going to save boxes that get sent to you, save packing material that gets sent to you. That's level one.
Right.
If you are over at a friend's house, maybe at work, you mentioned, oh, yeah, I'm selling some stuff here and there. I'm shipping some things off. People might start, they want to recycle things too. So they might start bringing in like Amazon mailers or packing material and sending it your way. Like I've had that happen to me multiple times. I didn't even ask for it. So
Mm-hmm.
you get kind of free packing material that way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing a lot of volume, that's not going to cut it. You've got to actually figure out how to get packing material without spending a lot of money. At least that's my goal. So Craigslist, Facebook, there's frequently a lot of times people are putting out free packing supplies, bubble wrap, this and that, and you can load up. I've yeah literally filled my minivan full of bags full of that stuff for free. One of my favorite recent finds as far as getting some of that like foamy kind of stuff is from this furniture warehouse that has just like a ton of foam
Oh,
that's it's like good packing stuff that
yeah.
wraps furniture, like nice higher end furniture they just throw away. And so I've been sourcing there. That's kind of part one of mine, but is this ringing any bells with you, or do you have any thoughts about the packing stuff?
That just, man, that's perfect to go to a furniture supply store. I didn't even think of that. That's a gold mine right there.
It could be.
No,
I
I
mean,
did.
reach out to them for sure and drive around back.
Yeah. I
Or
have went to the furniture store because they have old crates, and I like to cut up the crates and burn them in the backyard, but that's, I mean, it's a different story.
that's not the
What
same
That's not
thing.
the same thing at all.
Right.
That's just when you're kicking back with all your sales, you can just relax and enjoy all
Some
your
crate
email
burning.
sales. But I noticed that Joann's Fabrics, their recycle bin is usually pretty full with boxes and styrofoam and stuff. Now I
Okay.
actually wrote down what day their trash gets picked up so I can go
Oh
by there
wow.
when it's full.
That's really funny.
Yep.
Okay, so here's my next question, kind of along the same lines, is because I was initially having them put stuff out for me, and then the person stopped because it was a hassle for them to post it and this and that, and so then I just showed up, and if the door's open, I might be like, hey, you guys got some trash, some packing stuff I can take off your hands, and then a lot of times the door wasn't open, especially in the wintertime. So where do you look then? You look in the dumpster. Are you willing to jump right into the dumpster and dig that stuff out?
Out of the recycle one, yeah. The regular dumpster, heck no, I'm not
Sometimes
getting
they
in that
mix it
thing.
in. It's not just like recycling versus regular
Oh,
trash.
nope.
I'm not
I'd
saying you got
rather
to get
buy it.
dirty. I'm just saying if it looks safe to go jump in there to grab stuff, are you up for it?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
if it's on top. If I have to dig for it, no, I'm not going in
Yeah, I
there.
mean, yeah, that's true. I don't do, especially if it's dirty in there.
No,
Okay.
no, absolutely
So
not.
yeah, those are kind of my main packing supply things. Other things too is people tend to buy those padded envelopes. Have you
Mhm.
done that before?
I actually bought some off of Amazon, but I learned a hack about that recently, or a secret about
Is that
that
one of
too.
yours?
No, but you're just reminding me of all these things.
Okay,
When
so
I
as long as it's not one of yours, you can tag on here. What you got?
Okay. Same thing. When you get an Amazon one, if you want to be professional, just turn it inside out. Turn it
Oh,
inside out and reuse it. So it doesn't have the Amazon label on the
oh,
outside.
I don't mind using the Amazon label, but you want to be
Yeah, I
professional.
don't yeah, why are some people weird about that? I don't care what it says. It's like
Yeah,
nomadic or Amazon or whatever
yeah.
it says on the
I'm
box.
happy
I
to
wish you could read it.
reuse. Okay, so what?
Fro Real quick, Frosty got sent in a Hello Fresh box. So that
All
bath
right,
mat,
you're just revealing all sorts of things about yourself right now.
it's perfect.
I don't buy the like I'll reuse padded envelopes, of course. That's super cheap, but I don't buy the padded envelopes. Sometimes you can find just the unpadded, like they're like the I don't know, are they manila? What do you call those things? Those like
Yeah,
goldenrod colored ones. You can
right.
you can buy them in bulk and buy them for really cheap. And then that's when I'll use the other packing material that I found for free. And so each of those envelopes is, pennies versus a padded envelope is like, 10 cents to 20 cents, or I don't know what the going price is right now.
Oh,
And so I'll save a bunch of money that way. And then storing those is obviously way easier. So that's
yeah.
my that's a lot of, I guess, shipping hacks or yeah, packing
Yeah.
material hacks at this point.
No, that's good. Buy real cheap manila ones and then put your own free padding material in there. That's
Yeah.
great. That's brilliant, man. You've written all these down, right? Can you send them over to me when we're done with the
We
interview?
can put some of these in the show description for sure. But yeah,
Oh yeah,
and just
perfect.
I'll go through the ones that I get, from coworkers or the freebies. I'll go through those first and then go through the ones that I've purchased. So
Yeah.
minimal purchasing. All right, so
And
that's my first. That's a long one. Sorry about that.
you take the labels off of them, right? You peel the labels off,
If
the
they're
shipping
peelable, I will.
labels.
Otherwise, I'll post my label over it or just use a Sharpie.
Oh,
Is that what you
okay.
do?
No, I peel them off because I don't want somebody you know, to get somebody else's address. I don't know. I just have a weird fear about it. Like they peel my label off and they see this so and so's address and they're like, oh, and start messing with them.
You
I,
think
I
you think you're gonna send something to somebody and they're gonna show up either at your house or somebody else's house that still has their label on there?
I go down the rabbit hole, man. I get free. It's like, what if this happens? What if, X, Y, and Z happens? And yeah, they contact the person that the old shipping label, and I don't start messing with them. I have no idea. So I cut that fear off by taking the label off, and I just don't even worry about it.
I cut that fear out of my life.
Exactly.
Okay, you live
Yeah,
in Eureka, California, very remote. Somebody's upset about their Frost the Snowman door hanger. You think
exactly.
there's like a small chance they're going to show up to your house?
No, I don't worry about that at all. I've got
Okay.
enough protection around here. I don't have to worry about anybody showing up.
All right. Just clarify. What's your first hack? What you got?
My first hack, and this one's pretty cool when I heard it, is so right, you got the small flat rate box, right? And
Mhm.
that's what, $8-9 to ship that thing. But the flat rate envelope
Mhm.
is only what, $4 or $5. But if you don't want something to get smashed, you put it in the small flat rate box and then stick it inside of the large envelope. Ship it off that way. So
Really?
you get the protection of the box,
Hmm.
but you get the shipping cost of a flat rate envelope.
Wow. Wait a minute. So the box, I mean, this is where I'm probably really not knowledgeable because I don't use the flat rate stuff as much.
Mm.
Okay, so the box fits inside the envelope.
Right. You're familiar with the different sizes or the
I
flat
don't know
rate
that I don't have it
sizes, right?
memorized. I know that there's the envelopes versus boxes, but I don't know what the box sizes are. But
Right.
you're saying that the flat rate envelope is how much?
I think I don't have the numbers off the top of my head,
Okay,
but
but $4 or $5.
yeah, a lot cheaper than the small box. So,
So you could even send something cheaper than first class in some circumstances.
possibly that's a good call too.
Okay.
Well, the box might be heavier than a pound. I'm not sure.
Well, but there's no weight limit on the flat rate stuff.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, exactly.
So,
There you go.
wow. I'll have
See,
to look into that
yeah,
because you might have just saved me some money, my friend. Wow. Wow.
I know.
I
See,
really
it
should be more
works.
knowledgeable on the flat rate stuff. I started doing that a little bit and then it was just like too many things to manage and I was just like I know how much it costs you this. I'm just going to keep on doing, do it that way. So,
Mhm.
anyway, wow, that's good. That's better than mine.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be the small flat rate box either. It could be any small box that fits inside of that large envelope.
Right.
So then you don't have to pay priority shipping or parcel shipping. You just
I
pay
think people
flat
that are
rate
more
envelope.
advanced than us have, shelves full of these boxes. They're like, this looks like about this size. And then kind of, they've got their own
Mhm.
system going on. We're not there yet, but these are just what we figured out so far. So
Yeah, you know that they're free from the USPS, right? You can
yeah.
order them off the website. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you just, yeah, ship to the post office and grab them there unless you have my post office and they probably hide them. So
Behind the door that doesn't work.
correct.
It's out of
Correct.
order.
Yeah. All right. That's
Nice.
good, man. I like that one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Let's see. Next one has to do, I don't know, maybe this, you might have just made my next one obsolete because it has to do with the first class packages. And I don't know, maybe not. So you've got your little scale there. I got my scale. And early on, I was using my scale all the time. How many ounces is this? How many ounces is that? But after you've done quite a few things, you can kind of estimate how heavy something is and be pretty close.
Yeah.
So once you've kind of dialed that in, I typically plug in the weight and the general package size into the listing so that when something sells, I just simply print it out. I don't have to like redo everything. And I got the label, I package it up and I send it off. And I feel like if I'm close, it's good to go. And I'm
Hmm.
starting to get, refunds from the post office if we end up overpaying. But typically they don't usually, charge you if you underpaid. So I think if you're close, you're good to go. That's my time saving hack right there.
That's good. The post lady that takes my packages, she knows the weight. Obviously, she does it every day, but she looks at them like, I just want to make sure that it's the right weight. And she's like, oh, yeah, it feels about just barely over a pound. And she puts on the scale. She's like, oh, yeah, it's just 1.5 or a pound, 5 ounces. So you're good. Don't worry about it.
Do you
But
trust
yeah,
these scales?
yeah, because they match my scale at home. She always
Okay.
tells me. She
All
goes,
right,
"Oh,
well, that's good.
your label's perfect." And I'm like, "Yeah, great."
Your
So
label is perfect. It is
I
centered. It
know.
is equidistant from the edges.
Hey, I take pride in my eBay sales. Come on. Except for when I mix up the labels and ship them to the wrong people.
Right, right. If my label goes on wonky or like the tape gets stuck and then there's like a little wrinkle in the tape, like that does not bother me at all. As long as it gets there, it's all good to go. It's so
Nice.
funny.
So the post office actually refunds you money if you overpay on your shipping label?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably because I've been estimating. So it's like a
Mhm.
dollar here, dollar there. I don't know if they do it every time, but I've been getting it. It's not, yeah.
So
Not
it
saying
goes
it's not
back to
money,
your
but it's kind of fun to get it back.
your eBay account
Yeah.
and then okay, into your funds.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not as meticulous looking at that as I should be. So,
You know, something else that helps is if you just get everything correct the first time you list your eBay item, then you don't
mhm.
have to go back in and put everything back in again the second time. So you don't have to do double work.
Wait, I'm not doing double work. Where's the double work?
I know. You said because you're estimating, right?
I'm
You're not
estimating.
doing
So they're doing the work on their end if I've underestimated, or whatever. They're figuring it out.
but
I've
if
got it
you just
generally correct. So I just click print, out comes the label, boom, and then I
perfect.
go, put it on there and away it goes. I don't remeasure, reweigh unless it's, I'm talking about first class package, just to clarify. If it's like a bigger box where I have to weigh, of course I'm going to do that.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
What's your next one?
All right. Number two. Did is it my turn or did you go? Oh no, you did. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm getting confused.
It's all right, man.
All
You want
right.
me to go again, don't you?
Oh no. I want to go. I'm excited about this one.
All right.
So you take either the flat rate envelope or just the priority mail envelope and or any kind of cardboard strong backed envelope, right? And if you need it to be a box shape, what you can do is you flatten out the bottom of the box
Hmm.
and just squish the edges of it. And then it makes a nice flat base for you. So now you've got a square envelope instead, and you kind of shape the sides a little bit, push them in a little bit. And as long as you don't put any tape on any of it, they still consider that flat rate box. They don't consider it modified at all, and it's still a flat rate package. But it gives you the space of having a box
Hmm.
instead of just an envelope.
I'm gonna give you you get the flat rate award for today, by the way.
Mhm.
You definitely know more than me about this stuff right here. But what's the scenario?
Gotcha.
Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to shape it? Just to fit something in there?
Yeah, to fit something that's got more of a like so those envelopes are good for sweaters, pants,
Mhm.
jeans, whatever, shirts, something like that. But say you've got something that's not quite malleable like that, like a piece of clothing, and it's something that's, like I just posted a sunflower little dish. So, I mean, that would fit in an envelope too. So that's not a good example. But anything that's
Wait, are
like a
you selling
square that,
dishes now? Are you doing dishes?
yeah, somebody gave me some dishes recently. So yeah, I'm gonna put some on it. I'm
I've
telling you, I'm shotgunning everything at eBay and seeing what works.
seen what
That's just the
sticks.
way.
I've got some china. We got like multiple sets of china from from our parents and grandparents, and
Uh,
yeah, you can have all of it, Mike.
I don't I don't typically want to deal with it or look at it, but
Or look at it. It's
yeah,
uncomfortable to look at.
no, it's just bulky, it's hard to price. It's
Hard
you
to pack.
generally
You got to
don't have
pack
full
that thing with
sets.
like bubble wrap galore.
I think I will go into silverware at some point because I see a lot of that stuff at estate sales for
Mm,
pennies on the dollar. And
okay.
some of that stuff, those replacement ones can go for $4 or $5 a piece.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, I'm happy to learn about that if you get that dialed in for sure.
Mm,
So, okay.
mm. We'll see what sticks. I got to figure it out across my eBay store.
Right.
Christmas stuff's still going hot though. I just was taking pictures of a bunch of 5 to 10 inch Christmas trees covered in snow, like for little Christmas villages.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna post those tonight when we get done here and then
Yeah.
see how they go.
Yeah. I want to see how your Christmas stuff goes because I pass on a lot of that stuff over the summertime. But
Um,
I had this thought too. I'm like, is Christmas stuff really selling? And because you got me thinking about that. And
mhm.
so because you see the full size Christmas trees all the time. And I just imagine myself if you could make a lot of money on those Christmas trees, having just some sort of like a Christmas tree shed where you just, you buy a bunch of them during the summertime and just
Yeah.
chuck them in the shed. and pull them out during Christmas season. And you just have, I don't know. So those are big things to
Mhm.
store. So, but you can buy
Yeah.
them for cheap at garage sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I imagine that they do sell those fake Christmas trees. So what are they? $100 new?
Brand new, they're expensive.
150?
You're right. That's why I thought about that. The problem is you got to
Yeah.
set them all up, right? Not only to take
Mhm.
pictures, but just make sure that the lights work and all that stuff.
Right.
So there's some effort going on there. I think if you
Gotcha.
do a couple, great. If you're setting up like 10, 11 Christmas trees, you're probably like,
Mhm.
all right, this is getting boring.
Yeah.
So maybe, I
I
don't know.
like your work model of the Nintendo games and systems and stuff like that. It sounds like that there's very little effort in that stuff and it's got a good
No, there's a
ROI.
lot. There's some hidden effort to test those things out. But in terms of
Uh,
listing them, there can be some efficiency once you get it all tested out for sure.
yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
okay. I got one. This one might be my Captain Obvious one. But I've seen people do different ways. Now you'll see specifically for eBay, you'll see more people listing free shipping, like regardless of the product, regardless of the weight.
Yeah.
There's still people that are charging ship. I don't know. It's like maybe it's half and half. And I've gotten more to the mode of free shipping lately, and then I've just built kind of my predicted budget in for shipping and the price, which is what people do. The reason is I'm now getting fewer questions. How much does it cost to ship here? And typically it should just show up on the listing, but I don't know. I'll click on the listing. It says estimated shipping cost, blah, blah, blah. But then I still get the emails. Um, I did get an email recently. How much would it cost to ship here? And it was, I had it listed as free shipping. They just didn't figure it out. So
Mhm.
you're not immune from those emails, but I think so this will save you time theoretically by getting fewer emails about shipping costs. So what do you think about that?
No, I'm all for free shipping. I'm in the camp of free shipping, but you're right. It's all across the board. And I was in that Discord and I asked that question, and it was like, I don't know, five people gave me one answer, five other people gave me, oh, I don't do free shipping anymore. I just do calculated. Like they were talking like how you do. They know the sizes, they know what the shipping's going to be, so they just add it in there.
Yeah, and,
So
and it helps, I think, because I'm more centrally located. So yeah, unless I'm sending something to like Florida, Alaska,
mhm,
or Hawaii, it's generally I can count. It's around the same price. So
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
you get
I'm
your
all
bonus
for
one. Yeah, another one.
sure.
No, 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 not
Let's
sure.
go.
No, like this is the one we've been waiting for. The one you're not sure about.
I wasn't done talking about free shipping, but I guess we'll move on.
No, okay. What do you want to say about free shipping?
I'm done talking about free shipping. Not even moving me on. No, what was I gonna say? No, I'm all free shipping. It's more attractive to people, even though the cost is or the price is a little bit higher, because you're gonna get people that will filter out just for free shipping, right? So some
Mm,
of those ones that have shipping, they won't even get seen because they're filtered out.
okay.
They filter
Yeah,
out the
I
free
didn't think about
shipping.
that. That's a good point.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So number four, going along with the shipping is one of the suggestions was to just to add 4 ounces onto the product weight for shipping materials. Do you think 4 ounces is enough of product weight?
I mean, depends on what it is, right?
Depends on the size. I know it
Like
is
you're
kind
talking
of
about not the
variable, but
box, you're talking about the actual interior bubble wrap
no,
stuff,
the
right?
box. So I weigh an item. It
Hmm.
comes in at a pound, and they said they were suggesting just to add 4 ounces onto that, and that will be your calculated shipping weight,
Oh, okay.
1.4 ounces.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds like a waste of time to me, to be honest. If I'm gonna weigh something, to weigh it with the box, maybe not have the pack materials just to get a sense of what it is before I kind of package it all up. But why would you weigh it without the box? What's the like? Then you're weighing it twice, or are you just estimating? I see what you're saying. You're gonna estimate, but what?
Estimating.
But why
Yeah.
would you just not put it in the box?
Do you store yourself stuff in boxes?
No, but because I do all my estimates for first class and I weigh stuff for the heavier stuff, then I'm typically weighing it when I'm packaging it up. So I can just put it in the box, package it up and weigh it once it's sold. So I just kind of do that all at once. So I'm not wasting time. Like I'm not the person that packages their stuff before it sells because I don't want to, I don't, some things are going to sell, but there's no guarantees. So I don't want to
Yeah.
waste stuff or waste time.
Seems
But
like it'd be a nightmare to stock all that stuff, packaged.
stock all what stuff?
stock your inventory package like
Oh
for
yeah. Oh
eBay stuff.
yeah. I mean, you'd have to like, I don't know. There's that. It's a whole other challenge. So I don't think that's saving you time, but
Mhm. Yeah. I
yeah.
didn't think so either, and I'm not going to do that. And
Okay.
I weigh the stuff without the packaging material just to get an idea of what it's going to ship for, what the calculator would be.
Yeah.
But it does make me weigh it twice because when I package it up, I go back in, I adjust the label
Hmm.
just because I'm new and I'm still figuring this stuff out. But so I do touch this stuff twice and enter the
Okay.
label in twice.
Gotcha. We can go back and
I'm not
re-listen to this episode and then or rewatch the episode and redo redo your systems, I guess.
nice.
Yeah. I
Uh,
okay, I got a
the,
bonus one. This is a
okay.
controversial one though, because this is gonna save you money, but not time. This is gonna cost you time, but save you money.
All right. What do you got?
Ready for it?
Yeah.
A lot of the professionals out there have their own personal printers that just do eBay labels.
Hmm.
So you got to buy the printer, you got to buy the roll of labels. Those things actually that cost adds up. So what I do is I just print on paper and I cut it out and tape it on. So I'm probably spending more on tape, but it's they're not. I'm not using that much tape for each label.
Hmm.
Definitely the labels you're buying are more expensive. The kind of the pre-made, the peel. So that's going to go way faster, way more efficient. But what saves me money is I use like recycled paper. So I don't know if you have paper from work where it's like printed on one side, but there's a blank backside. I use the blank backside for my eBay labels. That's my hack.
Oh my gosh. So what if it has sensitive information on the other side?
It's covered. It's taped to the package. And I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't use a piece of paper that has sensitive information. But yeah, no, why? What?
What if it was all the test scores or the test answers?
I don't that's not something I would put in the printer. I put stuff that's non-sensitive.
Mm,
So I'm a teacher,
okay.
so I've got, like copies of assignments and things that, I overprinted some or I find some in the copy machine room and somebody's overprinted theirs or they've just like left it
Mhm.
there for 3 months and nobody's grabbing it. So I'm like, all right, I'll just use these for eBay labels. So that's how I do it.
Yeah. No, that's good. And your buyers, they'll be able to get a math lesson or a history lesson when they buy your package too. They just can flip the label over. That's
They got to
great.
so it's taped to the package. They got to untape it, like carefully remove it, and then they're
Yep.
only getting a portion of the paper.
They,
They're getting like
hey,
a quarter of the paper.
man, you are giving your buyers extra. That's great. That's great to
Mm,
hear.
yeah.
No, I go with the peel and stick half page paper labels.
Okay, because you're
They
rich.
just
That makes sense.
put them out. They're not
I'm
that
just kidding.
expensive. Jeez, I know
Oh,
what you're
okay,
talking
maybe I looked
about
in the wrong
though.
place, but I feel like they were how much were they? They were like 20 cents a label, or was it more than that? Plus the
Mm,
printer.
I have a bad habit of buying stuff and not really paying attention to what they cost. So
Gotcha.
it could be
All
20
now I
cents a
should I
difference.
should know that. That was one I just thought of, so I should have been prepared, but I wasn't. So take
Yeah.
it or
I
leave it.
have
Take it or leave it.
I have thought about buying one of those thermal printers that you're talking about with the roll labels.
Hmm.
You'll never have to buy ink again for them, but the thing is that you got to buy those rolls, right?
Hmm.
You still have to buy the rolls. You can only use that to print the eBay labels out or
Right.
shipping labels. So
Right.
I don't know if it's really cost effective. Although they are coming down. They're down to about $200.
Okay. Yeah, if you're doing, I mean, high volume, it might be worth your time
Hmm.
with that stuff. Obviously, the more money you're making, the more you're willing to invest in efficiency and some of these tips might seem silly because you're like, we can't cut out 50 labels a day or whatever people are selling, but that's not how much we're
I
selling.
know.
So yeah.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
eBay to 100K, she probably what do you think she ships out a day? That's just crazy to
I
even
don't
think
know.
about.
Not a ton, maybe 10 items a day.
Like take a whole rolling cart to the post office.
Yeah. Backpack
That's
full of stuff
insane.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Hey, there you go. There's a hack for you when you're training for a backpacking trip. You can fill your backpack up with the USPS and take it to the post office.
Make a run for it. So that
Wow.
okay, so I think collectively we probably had about 6 hacks there to save time and money. Some may be
Mhm.
better than others. So what do we miss? Give us some of your wisdom out there. Please comment below or send us a message on our socials or email or phone number, whatever. And yeah, tell us what you got. We're happy to learn from you as well. Happy to learn.
That's right. Are you team free shipping or are you team calculated? That's what I want to know.
Which team are you?
Which one are you?
That's right. So I've got, speaking of all this stuff, I have a scenario for you today. We've been doing some moral dilemmas. This is just a scenario. How would you handle this? You up for one of these?
Yeah. How would you handle it?
Okay, this is kind of inspired by you, actually.
What's the name? What's the name of this new segment? Is it what would Mike do? Or
What would
what
Mike do? I like that one, actually.
what do you do in the redwoods? What would the redwoods do? What would
What
be
do you do in the Ravens? That sounds awkward. What would Mike do? Sounds better. Let's see that
okay?
one. Okay.
What would Mike do?
What would Mike
You
do
need
here? All right.
you got
So
to come up with the sound effect for it though.
a jingle. Yeah.
Yeah, you
All right.
do.
You're in charge of that.
Insert jingle here.
Right.
There you go.
In the future, when we get we get a sponsor. How about that?
Sponsored. Okay, when we get
If
sponsored,
that
sounds
happens.
good.
Okay.
All
So I've
right.
got, so this is actually, I mean, the thought is inspired by you, but this really did happen to me years ago where I bought some old ham radios, just like all these old things that I had, didn't have cords. Who knows if they worked? They were just old. And the guy that I bought it from, I knew he was like moving out of the state. He happened to have a garage sale. I knew him from church, and he figured out that I was a picker. He's like, "Well, I'll sell you some stuff." And he pulls these bins out with the old ham radios. He's like, "You can buy the whole bin for $20." And I was like, "I don't know anything about these, but I'll trust him. He's
Mhm,
way out of state, whatever." So I bought it. Turned out it was a gold mine. I just didn't know it at the time
mhm.
because I listed them for parts, but I just listed the radios themselves and said, "This is what's for sale." Okay. After I sold a couple of them, I found in the boxes or in all the stuff that there were some like manuals and things. And so I was like, oh, all right. Well, I don't really want these. I'll just throw them in the box. I'll just, somebody bought this. I think it goes this one. I should have looked more closely, but I was kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm cut corners guy. So I threw the manuals in the box and I sold two of them. And one guy got the manual for the other guy's thing and vice versa.
Uh-huh.
What would Mike do?
So obviously he reached out to you and he's like, hey, this isn't the right manual.
Right. Well, he said no.
Uh,
Yeah, he figured out that he did some research. Yeah, I'm not giving you the full story. He did some research, so he figured out that I'd put the wrong manual in his package and vice versa. He'd figured out what I did basically.
wow, he did some in-depth detective work, didn't he?
There's not a lot of these on eBay. These were not common items, so
Uh,
people are pretty excited about them.
oh wow, interesting. That's a good bolo to be on the lookout for then. I
Sort of. Yeah, you got to know what you're doing. Like I see a lot of these, and most of them are not valuable. Just FYI.
Yeah, so the right thing to do would be to contact the other seller or the other buyer and be like, hey, these manuals got switched.
Mhm.
Would you mind sending it back? You're probably gonna have to eat some money on
Why?
shipping,
Why do you have to eat money? I didn't promise to send the manuals at all. Like that wasn't part of the deal. It was just the item.
right? Did you list the manual in your
No,
description
no, I
or in
just
the
found them. I just
pictures?
threw them in there.
So they weren't even in the pictures.
No.
Well, I mean, it's as sold. Item was sold as is. What do they call that? Item not as is or something like that on eBay. So this item was as is.
As is.
So
So
there you
too
go.
bad.
That's
Figure it
it.
out, guys.
Nope. I try to work it out. I will contact the other seller. I'll try to get the other manual back and I will please that person. That's the way I work. I
uh,
will do my best. I will, like I've said before, the right thing takes effort, right? So I'm
mhm,
going to do some effort. It's going to be uncomfortable and it might take a little bit, but because that's going to come back on you someday. Someday you're going to get the wrong manual and you're really going to need it. You're going to call that shipper and be like, hey, you know what? You sent me the wrong manual. Can you send me the other one? And
mhm,
he may just say, oh, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't, it was a freebie.
mhm. Yep. Okay.
So what'd you end
You're
up
gonna
doing?
go spend time and money for something that you didn't promise to satisfy both buyers.
Probably it was big enough of a thing for him to reach out to me
Mhm.
and ask me for the correct manual and do all that legwork to find that the other manual was in fact in the other box.
Yeah, it wasn't that much like we're hitting. You just clicked on other items I had sold. So, all right, all right. Yeah,
Well,
you're
what'd
a
you
nice guy,
do?
my friend. You're a nice guy. So I just let them sort it out. So they contacted each other and they kind of swapped.
Oh, You gave another contact, or you gave another buyer's contact information out?
Yeah, I'd like to send information about people. Like I send full mailing lists. I sell those to people all the time. So I was happy to just
Oh, oh
freely
my
send
gosh.
out. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're killing me. You're making me uncomfortable. I'm like sweating right now.
I published my address book for all my Christmas cards. I just put that on Facebook. I thought that was
Oh,
fine.
geez. You just put me on your Christmas card list too. Dang it.
No, yeah, no, that they had both agreed to do that amongst themselves. So
Cool.
yeah,
All
they
right.
sorted it out. I was just kind of hands off, and they figured it out amongst
Nice.
themselves. So it worked out. But yeah, I should have paid more attention. Like I said, I was cut corners guy at the time, but and it wasn't even like after I kind of sorted everything out. I'm like that. I probably should have noticed, the labeling with the model number, kind of going with that one. But to me, because I was kind of so wide eyed about the item, I was just like, I don't know what goes with what. This is all looks like foreign
Yeah.
language stuff to me. So I kind of got overwhelmed a little bit, I guess.
Right. So
But
that's something that I'm having a hard time with. Maybe you could give me some advice on it. When I get a product, if I don't know anything about it, but I see that it's valuable, I obsess about the product and I try to find out as much as I can about the whole genre of
mm,
whatever it is,
oh
if
wow,
it's Christmas trees or whatever it is.
you're
And I
gonna become
feel
a
like that
Christmas
that
tree
is
expert.
I feel like that is like useless knowledge to have, that I'm wasting my time doing
Mm,
that stuff. But I find
maybe.
myself really
But
curious
is it
about
fun
it.
for you to do that?
It's fun for me to find out about it, but I literally do not have any more hours in the day to do this stuff. It's like,
Mm,
to do this, I've got to cut something else out. So,
okay. Yeah. So then you should stop doing that, I guess. But if it's fun for you and you have some extra time to do that, it can help because if you find out details about this product and then you happen to see more of these, you'll know whether to invest or not invest. So there is
mhm,
some advantage, right?
right, for sure.
It just
You
depends.
know, and speaking about things that I can't waste my time on, it's too much. It's scrolling on TikTok. Sometimes you come across the weirdest stuff that just really, you probably shouldn't buy in the middle of the night or late at night. So, Pickers Podcast, did you know that we got a new mascot? I'm pretty sure you know about it.
Oh, because you put it. Oh, yeah. What
You
is
know what
it?
it is, right?
No, I
Have you ever
forget.
seen videos of these things? So watch. I'm the Pickers I'm the Pickers Podcast mascot. Yeah, he repeats he repeats everything that you say.
So it's
He's
a little.
amazing.
So for the people that are just listening in, he's got a cactus plant that has like a little repeating thing from the 1990s, right?
Right. And he dances. So you can play music when he dances around. This thing is the coolest thing. I love.
Mm.
Oh, now I gotta turn him off or he's gonna get crazy.
All right, I give you got the other packaging award.
I'm
Give
telling you
the
what,
awkward
Carl.
award. Awkward award for the episode.
I almost bought 5 of these things because I liked them so much, and I'm thinking about buying them and putting them as white elephant gifts for Christmas parties
Yeah,
this
you could
year.
have like a little army of them just singing in unison a cappella if you're an a cappella
That
group.
That would be great. That would be great. No, what I typically see a video on is like they put it in front of a 0 to 1 year old baby, and the
Mhm,
baby will like make a noise and that thing will move and it'll freak the kid out. And
mhm.
then the thing will record the baby freaking out and it'll do it again. So it's just like a perpetual cycle. It's
That's
the
so funny.
cutest thing ever.
Oh my gosh. See, okay, so this is where it's kind of golden for you. Is you're just having a good old time finding all these crazy things when you're out there picking. This is not an experience you'd have otherwise. So that's the good part.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
One of my good friends told me, she said that sourcing is the fun part. She says,
Mm,
don't get carried away with it.
mhm.
You could get way too much inventory. So keep
Sourcing,
an
I
eye on
don't
it.
know. I like when I see that little notification come up that something sold, or if I sell something in person, especially a big item. I like that. That's a fun part too.
Yeah, it is. And I'm actually kind of starting to enjoy listing. Like I got off work today and I was taking a bunch of pictures. I got that new light up box. It's real
Mhm.
cool. And just throw on a TV show and just start listing stuff or taking
Yeah.
pictures now. Now I got to go through and list them.
Yeah. Yeah. Right on, man. Right
But
on.
it's
Well,
working.
for my part, I'm out of hacks. I'm out of stories. I'm out of scenarios. I'm
Oh
out of
man,
what would Mike do's. That's all I got,
really?
my friend.
Jeez. All right. So it's that time of our show. We're just gonna end it right here. You want to end it now, or you want to do that ending?
We're struggling to the end. Struggling.
No,
All
it's
right,
never
fellow
struggling
pickers,
with
go
you.
find your own treasures, one story at a time.
And remember, it's not reselling if you decide to keep it.